Why you need to hear this?
Years ago, I heard a story about how ancient Eskimos would kill wolves. I know this sounds real weird. Just go with me on this. How ancient Eskimos would kill wolves that began to attack their villages. First, they would get a large razor sharp knife and they would sharpen the edge of the blade to the spot where it was like razor sharp. Then they would take the razor sharp knife and they would dip it in blood and leave it out in freezing temperatures so that the blood froze and encased the blade of the knife. Then they would do it again and let the second layer freeze around the blade of the knife. Then they would do it a third time, let that third layer freeze around the blade of the knife until you had what looked like a blood popsicle. Then they would bury the knife hilt first in the ground with the blood popsicle blade sticking up out of the ground, and they would just leave it at night so that when the wolves would come, their extremely sensitive sense of smell would be attracted to the blood. They would get to the blood popsicle and they would just innocuously begin to lick the blood popsicle, their tongue just up and down, over and over the blood popsicle. Eventually it would lick all the way through the blood popsicle to the razor sharp blade, and it would begin to run its tongue up and down, over and over the razor sharp blade. But remember, because the nerves in its tongue had been desensitized, it didn't feel anything. So it would just keep licking this razor sharp blade over and over. Well, as its tongue began to bleed, its senses would begin to smell its own blood. And it wouldn't know that it was its own blood. So it would just begin to get in a feeding frenzy. It would just send it into a frenzy. And it would look faster and faster and faster. Its tongue aggressively going up and down this bare razor sharp blade, shredding its tongue into ribbons. And eventually it would go away, bleed to death, and die. That is a good picture of what giving yourself over and over to lust and sexual immorality will do to you. It numbs you. And in your excitement, you keep going back to the thing that is shredding your soul.
Follow or subscribe to see much more.